Hello everybody, my name is Hudson and welcome back to the Control Patrol. Today we're building a barn slash horse stable for you inside and out. So let's get started. You're gonna have a 19 by 12 platform. You're gonna need stone, gravel, oak log, spruce stairs, spruce trapdoor, and oak gate, spruce slab, and then cobblestone. You're gonna start with a 2 block tall stone slab for the entire thing. So that's what it's gonna look like after. I went ahead and filled this in with grass real fast. Then you're going to take your oak planks and you're going to find the middle and mark it. And then you're going to place one every 3 blocks, 2 to 2 high. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You're going to do that around the entire platform. On the sides, you're going to have to do 2 next to each other and it's going to look like this. Well, there's me figuring it out. It's going to look like that. And then you're going to continue and do that. Once you've done that, you're going to take your spruce stairs and you're going to place them upside down, one on each side of every pillar. And you're going to do that around the whole thing. This is going to make it look like it's kind of holding the slab together, which makes it look nicer. Then you're going to take your spruce trapdoor and do the exact same thing around filling in that middle gap around the entire thing. Next, I went in and you're going to take a cobblestone and gravel and you're going to go through and randomly replace them. I like to have 2 stone and then 1 cobblestone, 1 gravel, but you can do whatever you want. It's probably going to look good regardless. And then once you go through and fill it in all like that, it's going to look something like this. And then I went ahead and I added in 1 extra block, oak block on top of the pillars to make them stand out a little bit better. Then you're gonna have this platform. I went ahead and then added in some stairs facing outward to kind of create a little more contrast and a little more height. And then we're gonna get ready to put the structure in the middle. One more, you're gonna add the oak fence in between. The oak fence looks better with the color contrast, which is why I chose to use oak, but you can use whatever color you like. It's Minecraft, you can do whatever you want. I went ahead and added the staircase in here. I did a couple different renditions of it. What I ended up liking the best was building the stone platform and then just having the staircase come up straight to it. I went through, I didn't know what I wanted this to be when I first started building it. I kind of just started building. That's what I do for most of these projects. But usually I have an idea of what I want. Like I want a house, I want this, I want that. This originally I wanted to build a library. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it though. So as I went through the build, you'll see I did destroy some stuff, retry some stuff, because like I said, there's no blueprint for anything I build. I just build it straight out of me noggin. Then after I did that, I went ahead and added trapdoors on top of all the logs because I wanted to close off. I wanted the oak gates to really sing. I wanted that contrast to be the thing you look at. And I felt like it brought it a lot together. It makes it feel a little more stable. Then I went ahead and started working on the framing of the inside part. These were all able to be 3 blocks apart and then 4 on the sides. Then I added stairs on each one as well. Then I went ahead and went to the chest to grab my next layer of things. I kept some stuff from the original. The only thing I added was an oak fence, stripped oak log, and another stripped oak log. This one's the closed one. This one is the regular log. Then right here is where I had the idea. I realized when you place them, they don't always look the same. So I decided to make it like a checkerboard pattern that I would think would look really nice. So I went through and I had one facing one way and then I had the other facing the other. For some reason, I only did 3/4 of it. I don't know why. It's during finals week, so maybe I was just tired. But then I came back and later filled in everything. You can see I tried some stuff here. What I ended up doing though is adding in the oak log as the base for everything. That way that it wouldn't the floor would be able to stand alone by itself. Then adding a 4-block tall pillar by adding 3 blocks to this. Right here you can see I made a mistake. I'm outside of the stairs. I didn't notice that right away, but I very soon figured it out. So we're gonna build these tall. 3 blocks tall, and then right here we're getting rid of these. This is where the door is going to be, so I'm not really worried about right now. Then I'm going to go back to the stripped oak log and build these up. This is a style I've done in a lot of my builds before. Right here I noticed something's off, but I don't think anything of it. I'm gonna go through really quickly, do it. I figure out something's wrong over here, I destroy it, I fix it real quick, bam bam bam, nice and easy. And then once I've completed this is where, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do with this. I kind of started feeling like this kind of looks like a stable. This looks like a barn. Let's do something with that maybe. I was trying to figure out how I wanted the door. I decided to just kind of put a frame in here for now, and then I'll come back later and just kind of figure it out. Once I got to this point though, I went through and I added a gate between everything. You can see I tested out how I wanted to do it here. At first, I had them all like this with just 1 gate. I ended up not liking that idea, and you'll see why in a minute. I went ahead and made all of these 1 block taller and did a push-out thing that I like to do with the oak slabs by adding 1 to the side. it makes it look really nice. And then I went through and put a fence here because I wanted the roof to be elevated and look more like a barn roof where there wasn't as much structure. This is what I used for the roofs with the slabs on every single face. This one is by 2 because it's the longer side, but I just did it by 1 on all the other sides. Then I went and added these logs in, and then kind of unified everything, made all the slabs come up to one structure, and then added some stair sets in the middle, and then kind of unified everything. It was pretty easy. You can watch right here. Just kind of made everything slowly build up to one block, so the center at the very top was uniform. So I was going to put in glass initially because, like I said, this was initially going to be a library, but it was right around here that I realized that the fences looked terrible, that roof design did not look great. So I went in and I fixed it by adding one more stripped block to the top and then adding in the fence, and then I did it here, and you can see that it makes it look so much better. Once I take a step back here, you can see that looks so much nicer. I did it to all of them real fast. This is when I realized that this is definitely a stable that the horses stay at. So I went to the door and I just kind of, I added lanterns first. Then I went to the door and I went ahead and knocked it out because I realized that I wanted to make it look more like a horse stable, kind of walking around here, looking how everything looks, and then figured out that I just want to make this door bigger if I'm going to have horses and animals come through here. Obviously, this is a very small design. This is maybe just for 1 horse or 2 horses. I end up putting a donkey in here later. And I had a gate here so the horses don't escape. I went up here and I got rid of this, added in the log, and this is going to be the outside external done. So it's going to look, I think it looks very nice. I loved the checkerboard thing. I went ahead and added some fences in too, and I was going to go ahead and put in the lanterns for the animals as well. And then we finished the second stage of the project, which is everything's done and built. It's time for the internal stuff, which I'm just going to have some slabs, a cauldron, hay bale, and then the animals, which they changed the spawn eggs for. I'm not a really big fan of it, but hey, more power to you, I suppose. I came up here and I closed off the roof because I decided I wasn't going to put anything in it like that. Just kind of standard through the slab up there, called it a day. Then I went in, got everything set up for the animals. I had a little pile of hay here so they have some food, as well as put the hay bales in each one, and a cauldron that I would later add water to. I also put a gate there so they couldn't escape in theory, even though they somehow did later in the video. I don't really know how. Throw the cauldron down, put in the water bucket, and then spawn the animals in. I got a baby donkey and a little horse with some white spots here. For some reason, it came darker. I don't really know what happened. I left the chunk for a second and came back. But yeah, this is what it ended up looking like. If you guys like the video, please consider subscribing. Comment down below what you want to see. I want ideas. I need to build. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.